mingy, mingy, ming, 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 ma. That's mingy, mingy, ming, and then to a ma. So here's that. Ready and go. Ming, 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 ma. Ming, 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 ma. Ming, 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 ma. Can we put some hand gestures in it? So it'd be like if you're throwing a dart. Ming, 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 ma. You done? Ready and go. Ming, 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 ma. Ming, 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 ma. Ming, 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 ma. Ming, 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 ma. Drop out, it's too low. Ming, 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 ma. Ming, 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 ma. Awesome, you guys sound great.
Right in the middle there.
Well, do you want to try to connect your way?
Yeah, I'll
Okay, give it a try.
Nice. I've been thinking about should I close the door? How do you?
Yeah, just make sure it's unlocked.
I always want to press the button. In remembrance, God. Can we start actually? Let me make this real quick. At measure 42, I believe that is, at the bottom of page 7. Just so that I can work on the time changes. Everybody know where we're at? I am the. Right before the 4/4.
So how, I wasn't watching carefully. How are you in 3/2?
So 1, 2, 3, and then.
Okay, so a 3/2 implies 3 sets of 2, right?
Mhm.
So do you all understand the difference between 6/4 and 3/2? Composers often don't, by the way.
Yeah.
Like composers will often write something in 6/4 they meant 3/2, or vice versa. And it just and maybe we're being harsh on them since we can maybe lots of us don't understand it either, and so but we don't compose, so no one can pick on us. So a 6/4 suggests 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3/2 suggests 1, 2, 3. So what you're doing is you're
It's a lot
subdividing
slower
a
than
3 beat.
What I thought.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
think about it in 3, but just give a nice little light subdivision. We go 1, 2, 3. What's dangerous in 3/2 is that people give every beat sort of equal weight, and it looks like this. And somewhere in there, we lose track of where they're at. And so all you have to do is give very gentle rebound. We go 1, 2, 3, and then it keeps the strong beat. So do that for me. And 1, 2, 3. So if you look at the 4/4 to the 3/2, it's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Try that again. That was a great spot to work on. Bottom of
Same
7.
spot.
Yeah, and by the way, I do think that is a 3/2. You could make the case that it's 6/4, but it's 3/2 enough. It kind of has a mixture. So on night, you should treat that like a fermata that goes.
Yeah,
for
I
three,
was actually,
that goes for
as I
3 beats.
continued, I was like, I should probably.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to beat through that, but it doesn't mean you should hold it extra either. It's just that you don't that you can keep track of it in your head. Okay. Again, bottom of page 7. So technically, anytime you have a every time you have the 4th beat, you swing away, and that helps people see that. I don't know how important this always is. I like to do it, and people who are kind of stuck on like, where are you at? That kind of satisfies their sort of obnoxious questions. Is that you bring the hand to the middle and you just kind of swing out like this. Do not. So it isn't like going.
Yeah.
It's just a little
goes
swing
real
out.
slight.
Do not stand. And that's what distinguishes it away from a downbeat, is a swing away. Do not stand. Here we go. Just hold the word night on the fermata or the 3-beat fermata. Night. that's a very obvious thing. And remember, what we're trying to do with our gesture is to eliminate confusion. Or a more precise way to say that would be to do gestures that cause people not to think. Like they can go, wait, what beat were they on? Right, so that's more thinking than we want from our singers. What we want from our singers is to make music, to hear sound and have it come out of them, not to go, wait, what, how fast are we going? Was there a break there? Anytime a singer goes, wait, did he want me to carry through a break? That means that we haven't been effective. I mean, it's normal, but that's what we're trying to eliminate. Here we go. Go from there to the end, and then we'll chat a little bit about the 20th century or the 21st century. Yeah, we're at bottom 7.
Oh, bottom 7, just kidding.
Yeah, I think that's nice kind of transition for you. Yeah, so think about that. Cry. It's the same thing. 1, 2, and swing away. I do. It just has a fractional prep rather than a full beat break. Can you start saying do not stand? Top of page 8 on do not stand. Think about last measure. Do not stand. All right, 1, 2, 3. I didn't know if you were ready to go yet.
You can do it. It's a joy effort.
Okay, good. Let me talk to you for a second while Christina gets ready for Zion's Walls. So go ahead and have a seat. So talk to me really quickly. What distinguishes contemporary music from the other periods? We haven't kind of got into the history part of it, but that's not going to really be all that useful, to be honest with you, because the history is going to deal with the great works of the 20th century, pieces that you're not going to be doing in here. Like, because the music got really hard during the 20th century, and so to whatever degree, sections of the Haydn creation are appropriate for high school choir. It is. The Chichester Psalms, the Poulenc Gloria, the Britain War Requiem, these pieces, the Stravinsky Symphony of Psalms, these are not pieces that you can do with anything but college and professional, right? And even in college, it's difficult. So what are we doing here? What's the point of this last module? Yes, Donnie.
So no, just some things that came to mind is like what's different in the contemporary is like there's more dissonance, there's more voice crossing, and I think there's just a kind of going away from some tonality.
So those romantic ideas, there is no single tonal kind of idea in the 20th century or the 21st century for that matter. We call it contemporary now because we no longer can call it 20th century. We're clearly have been out of that for since in most of your lifetime. Yes, thank you, Donnie. Those are great concepts.
Whereas in romantic and classical, it's going back to tradition. With contemporary, it's more of like a strive away from that tradition and making your own print on something.
So 100% true. So when we think about remembrance right now, remembrance is a secular motet. It's definitely a motet. It's definitely not really religious. So what would you compare it to? What is it? I mean, you guys have sung this kind of music all your life, so it's hard for you to think about it as having a distinct style, right?
I think like 7 chords and like jazzy
So we're going to hear influence from jazz, right? And we're going to hear influence from the atonal period. We're going to hear lots of like unresolved dissonances so that they don't follow, right? Okay. We're going to see multimeter things, right? So we see a breakdown of meter. The breakdown of meter that took place during the Romantic period manifests itself in the 20th and the 21st century in that people are free to write any meter they want if they think that matches the text better. Right? There isn't any like, well, that's weird. Why did you go to 3/2? No one in here thought, well, that's weird. Why did you go to 3/2? We assume it must have been because it's what the composer heard. Right? But if Brahms went to 3/2, that would be a conversation. Yes?
In response to when you said, why do we do this module? Well, things like the Haydn creation or whatever are teachable to kids. It's not always going to be reasonable and realistic to have like a full orchestra or whatever.
Yeah.
And things like that. So sometimes just accessibility. It take less time to, not any of these of course, I don't think, to like young people, but it take less time and effort and extra instruments to teach things like this. Plus this is kind of what kids want to sing.
Most of the music we do comes from the late 20th century, early 21st century. That's right. And now we even do historical things from the first part of the 20th, the first half of the 20th century. Here's something else for you to kind of ponder a little bit. The 19th century saw the rise of educational music, music written for the purpose of people who aren't professionals. In the most obvious places in the 19th century was Brahms writing for the men's courses and the women's courses. It wasn't exactly educational music, but it was amateur music. Okay? And prior to really 1825, music would have been written for the court, or it would have been written for the church, it would have been written for people who were expected to be somewhat professional. And so now music becomes participatory. The idea that maybe lots of people might want to do it. And most of the music a lot of the music we'll sing here, and is written for educational usage. They think this is going to be sung by high school choirs or college choirs or something like that. It was not written for the inauguration of a president, or I'm trying to think of like-minded American events that might cause music to happen, like in England, coronations, right, or our cardinals, bishops being whatever happens to cardinals and bishops when things happen, and music's written for them, right? Or birthdays. The birthday of the Queen had a lot of music written in England. Okay, so let's keep. So we're gonna get into what does this mean for the conductor, okay? And the answer to that is, it means that almost anything goes now. Is that now our only goal is to express the text, the melody, and the harmony. Whereas we had certain obligations to Mozart and Bach and Brahms, these things are all gone right now. So let's move ahead with Christina.
All right, Zion's Waltz, we're going to be singing about a mountain. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Loving some mountains.
You live in some mountains. add the wheel shot and go around, because those are the parts that we were kind of like, because we were changing from 6/8 to 9/8. So just check those meter changes, and we'll just go over that. And I want that it's a subito piano, which means suddenly softer. And I tried to conduct that, but I need to do a little bit better of a job. So we're just going to start writing subito piano at the top of page 10 at measure, pick up to measure 50. So I'll go out up. Very nice. And a little bit crescendo. I probably need to go like out more like this. I tried to go maybe that's better. I want to cover that.
So let's talk about that 6/8 where you have the guys in 3/2 and who are in 3/4 essentially, and the women are in 6/8. Could you just conduct the women on "We'll shout and go round, we'll shout and go round"?
Right at that measure 50.
Yeah,
Okay.
the pickup too, just
Yeah.
the sopranos and the altos.
All right.
They're quite separated.
We'll shout and go round, 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 the walls of Zion.
Yeah. Now do the bass and tenor. And how are you going to conduct this?
In 3?
No. Well, you can't because you'd have to conduct in 3/4. All right. So the key here is now to keep it strongly in 2, in 6/8, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. The key is not to come down early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It had the 6/8 needs to be clear enough so that we could all feel the 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. And so that means making the 2 really clear, or the subdivision. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Here we go. Bass and tenor.
2.
Yeah, you're still in 2,
Yeah.
but this will really test how clear your 2 is, whether we can sing it or not. We'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout the walls of Zion. Yeah, and so you notice we changed beat on shout, we'll shout, we'll. So really feel that you're still going up when we go to those notes. If you don't come down early, we will have better rhythm for you.
Okay.
If you don't change direction too early, we can feel where 3 and 5 are. Try it again. We'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout the walls of Zion, the walls of Zion. Yeah, that was really easy for us. Now add the soprano and alto. Remember, you're kind of conducting the guys here
Okay.
because they're going to be fine if you're really clear. But we're the ones that will not be we will not be fine if you're not super clear on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And so the way you can check yourself is, are you coming down early on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. That 3 and 6 are suspended at the top of the beat.
Okay.
So it's a long time until you come down. Here we go, try that.
Right, pick up to 50, please.
Oh yeah, so this is everybody.
Yeah, everyone, please.
We'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout, we'll shout, I think you want us to sustain all the way to the walls of Zion. You
Yeah,
want to keep
that's
that
right.
right in the center of your body. Don't move it too much, or you end up like,
Like,
right? You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Yeah, and you hold it like this, and at the end, you go. Then you move it at the end to give that last little burst of energy.
Okay.
Right at the end. Just do the last 3 bars. No Zion, just on Of Zion. Of Zion. Try that again. So we gotta come on that 8th note, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Of Zion. You cannot come down until we sing off.
Try it again.
It's terrifying.
It's the pickup.
Yeah. Of Zion. Watch this. Here we go, everybody. Sing for me. Of Zion. I just wait. I can't go on until they sing. And of Zion. If I come down early and then they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's awkward for the conductor sometimes, but you just have to wait. They'll come in. They'll do it. They won't leave you hanging. Oh, Zion. That was awesome. You gave it extra breath. You gave it extra beat. That was good. It kind of worked. I completely came in. Do it again. Oh, Zion. There you go. Good job. 1, 2, 3.
You're learning.
Yeah, I'm learning. Yeah. Is that a great piece?
It's great.
Inspired by Copeland? I know.
Who's next?
What's that? Who is next?
I don't know. Laura's next. Yeah,
I have the sheet. I just have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm last.
It is Laura.
I'm also Earth Song, the best song ever.
No,
It is the best song ever.
I
in
love
my
her.
opinion. I've done it 4 times. Who hasn't sung this song before? Okay, you're in for a really good treat. The first time I sat right this song, I was like, wow, I want to do this. And now I'm doing it, so this is really fun.
Another example of what I would call a 20th century, except it's probably 21st century, 2006.
Yeah.
It's what I would call I gotta quit saying 20th century. The contemporary secular motet. You know, because there's definitely there are definitely religious overtones to this, like the fact that we sing Hallelujah at one point, right? Darkness, pain, and strife. But there is nothing about this that is necessarily well, no, there is nothing sacred. There's nothing liturgical about it at all. There's just some sort of hints toward it. But yet it's a cappella, and it kind of sings like a motet, right?
Yeah. I think we need to stand for this one. But I would like you to stand.
Very good, lovely. So one thing that I want to say before we go right back to the beginning is that one of the things we find is the composers are going to write what they hear now, right? And so all the rules are gone. All the rules of resolution are gone. Parallel fifths and octaves are gone. You can add any kind of meter you want at any time for any reason that you want, usually based on the text, right?
Yeah.
And so how do we interpret these? We know how to interpret Brahms. We know how to interpret Bach. At least we do a little bit. How do we interpret this? What is the rule of the 20th, the contemporary period? And what changed, really, from the 19th century to the 20th century in terms of interpretation?
I don't really. Do you think it got more personal?
Well, I don't think they were personal because, Schumann, Schubert, it couldn't, I mean, good Lord, it couldn't have got more autobiographical than those guys. But,
It was just a fun.
yeah, but, so, here's the deal. Look at the page and see what you see. Are there ever any, like, how often does the composer provide, like, dynamic markings?
A lot.
Yeah. Did Brahms do that? No. Did Mozart do it?
No.
Not at all. Did Bach? Not once. Right? And so what we see in the 20th century are composers saying, here's exactly how I want to. So here's what you do when you're interpreting music. You look, and if you see a lot of markings, it is now your job to figure out what the composer wants. If you see a score that's like devoid of like markings, like Ritornando and stuff, then it gives you a lot of freedom. Ticelli, he wants you to conduct it like he wants. That doesn't mean we have to in the end, but we should at least try. So start one more time at the beginning. Give us a little bit more of a bump on beat 4.
Yeah,
so that,
I was like, oh wait, oh shoot, and I forgot every time. Maybe
it's
more.
okay. Go for it again. Do
Yep.
over. I just thought you were being so subtle that we were supposed to feel it.
Maybe that was probably. Yeah, it's my fault. So.
It's okay.
Okay.
I was giving you an out, Laura.
Okay.
Very nice. Can you try it again and do it like this?
Yeah.
So let me show you something. This is so now we get even to text accent is everything in this period, right?
Yes.
And so watch what we can do with what's that called?
Height.
Yeah. Different levels. And
Oh, I love that.
right? So this is so you could argue that that's almost never appropriate in Bach ever once, not even in the chorales. May not be appropriate in Mozart. Sometimes it was appropriate in the but now this is the gold standard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about the text. Try that. Play with it.
Sure.
And you only have like 30 seconds. So enjoy playing with it. Finish the 4 phrases yet. I liked what you did there, but we didn't follow you.
That's okay.
All right, and 1, 2, 3. So you see what the possibilities now are.
Yeah.
And that's why focusing on this music for a week and a half is so important. Yeah.
Hello,
Not much
I
time.
want to whip out Zion's walls.
Back to Zion. Wait a minute.
And I know that you know this, but I want you to repeat after me and go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. Awesome. All right, let's just start right at the beginning. Go ahead. I'll swing.
Come, join us in singing the praises of Zion, the praises of
to move ahead.
Yes. Okay, last 3 measures.
But we sang all the way through, so make sure it has a great finish.
Right.
Just give us the last 3 bars, just Zion.
Okay, the pickup.
I won't make
Or
you
just
do,
the, okay.
I won't make you do the pickup, it's hard.
Okay.
Zion. Oh, you have to conduct him.
Oh,
So
yeah.
one of the rules that I always follow is that the accompanist, the conductor never gives way to the accompanist full power or full control. But you can follow them. I mean, it isn't meaning that we're always dictating, but we never ever just let them go on their own.
Right.
That we are always ultimately in charge of where it's going. So ready, go sing Zion for me, and because they need to know what we want to do. We have been interpreting the piece for 3.5 minutes, right?
Right.
So the last 7 seconds, but it is a collaboration. I'm listening to them, I'm responding to them. So it's not like it's authoritarian sort of. You will play it the way I say.
Okay,
All right.
try to
So
do like a left hand.
so conduct it that way. Get right at the end.
Ready?
Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. You gotta go.
Yeah. How should I close my hands? Like, I feel like the hand close is like the period
Yeah.
on the
Here's
sentence.
why the hand close doesn't work here. Because go in your mouth and go Zion. What do we want our inside of our face to do? We want us to go no. That is a
Okay.
release. That is not a close.
So it's like a.
So the only way we would have a close if we're going Zion, which I'm pretty sure we don't want to.
Probably not.
Yeah. Do it again.
So just like a little pulse.
Zion.
Oh, like a.
Big prep. Cut
like a
off.
ninja cut. Okay. Okay.
Cats and dogs living together.
I feel like we should squish a little because
I know we are a little separated. Come on, bring it in, people.
It's honestly I'm the last person. It doesn't really matter.
No,
Hey, I caused part of the problem because I put the camera in the middle and everyone wants to stay away from the camera. Fair point.
Yeah, I don't want
That's funny. Okay.
Here we go, quick.
Okay.
Nice, I love it. Now, this gets to something that I want to work on, okay? And that is, you need to go higher up in all of these. So the prep needs to be this. So everybody put their hands right here and go, 1, 2, 3, and off, right? And 1, 2, 3, and off. How long that prep is. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and off.
No.
Yeah, you see, that doesn't work. That doesn't give people the chance to know completely what's going to happen. So Zion. See how long it is? 1, 2, 3, off.
Right.
1, 2, 3, off. 1, 2, 3, off. Your hand is still going at the very, very top.
Okay.
Try that for us. Just show it to us once.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Hold on. So you hold, and then you lift. You go
I was on 6/8 still. That's my
off.
issue.
So
Okay.
hold,
Yeah. Okay.
off. Do that.
Just
And
the last note. Or...
just conduct it first. We're not singing.
Okay.
And hold, off. Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's great. Here we go. Sing it for us, Zion.
Okay.
Who's got the weird note in there?
The E? Or the A? I'm not singing that.
Second soprano. No.
It's gonna be real bad.
It-
I will.
It's cool.
Can I not?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And that so everyone in here intuitively feels that gives us a chance to finish right.
Okay.
And finishing right is the best thing in life because no matter what has happened so far, finishing right gives us a chance to forget and to place a stamp of success on whatever we do in life. I mean, that's why finishing is so strong. So now a lot of time. Oh, what are we doing here? We only got 2 minutes, so you can't go into 3/4.
Yeah. Okay. Because I practiced it that way. Like.
Sorry
almost
about
forever.
that.
Yeah. I don't
Can
know.
you tell me why you can't?
Because it doesn't work.
Yes. Why doesn't it work?
Because there's the 6/8 on top.
Because
and
it's still, and remember, it's still in 6/8.
it's still okay.
It's just syncopated.
Okay.
And here's the deal. Okay, everybody, look at me. This is really important information here. You need to know this. When you have something that is syncopated, you do not conduct the syncopation.
Okay.
You conduct the beat that the syncopation is going against. Because syncopation is the feeling of not being on the beat. So if you conduct the syncopation, it no longer feels like it is not on the beat. It feels like you've changed meters. The point there is not that it changed meters, but that it's syncopated. So, bam, 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 bam. And this will never come. Bam, bam, right? That's just the meter change. Okay, good, good. I got 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Do I have 1 minute? Oh, it's 8:49. So everybody go like this. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Are you still going up on 3 and 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Molly higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that amazing how long it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Bryson, right at the beginning. You're not conducting. You're just moving.
At the beginning, okay.
And you're moving so that 3 and 6 are high enough.
Okay.
You are conducting, but the point is that I just want you to feel what that feels like.
Okay. Just when we sing or at the very
Just start the accompaniment.
Okay.
People will come in when it's time. Don't worry about cueing us. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. 2 T. 1, 2, 3. Don't worry about the music. Just worry about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So do you see the inherent energy, everyone, in that when we keep that proportion correct? For 6/8 and 9/8, it was mostly 9/8. Right? Yeah, so watch your tape and see how awesome that is, okay? 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Tape.
Do you want to make sure you
So that's so old fashioned.